Several months have passed since Bane's uprising was crushed, and Gotham is finally starting to look like a city recovering instead of a city under siege. The bridges are being rebuilt. The police have regained control of neighborhoods they'd abandoned during the occupation. Businesses are reopening their doors one at a time along streets that were still smoldering not that long ago. Most people in Gotham genuinely believe the nightmare is finally, completely behind them. Gordon isn't so sure. Reports have started crossing his desk that don't fit the pattern of ordinary post-crisis crime: bank vaults emptied out with surgical precision in the middle of the night, weapons caches vanishing from supposedly secure storage facilities without a single alarm tripped, power stations quietly sabotaged in ways that look less like vandalism and more like careful preparation for something bigger still to come. Every single one of these crimes shares one unsettling detail in common. No fingerprints. No sloppy mistakes. Nothing for his people to actually work with, no matter how many hours his best detectives put into the case files stacking up on his desk. Blake takes the pattern seriously enough to start digging on his own time, working the angle nobody officially assigned him, and what he eventually finds turns his stomach. These aren't random opportunists taking advantage of a weakened, distracted city. They're former members of Bane's organization, some who slipped away quietly during the final battle and simply went to ground, others who were arrested and imprisoned in the chaos afterward but have since been released back onto the streets through gaps in an overwhelmed justice system. They've reorganized themselves into small, disciplined cells scattered across every district of Gotham, operating independently of each other but clearly following the exact same set of instructions from somewhere above them. And every single cell follows one unbreakable rule above all others: never reveal the identity of whoever is actually coordinating them. Blake realizes, sitting alone with the case files late into the night, that someone has been running this entire operation from the shadows the whole time Gotham was busy celebrating a recovery that was never as complete as everyone wanted to believe. One night, a police station on the east side gets hit directly. The attackers don't kill anyone, don't even seem particularly interested in the officers stationed there. Instead, they methodically destroy evidence lockers and leave before backup can arrive. On their way out, they leave a message painted across the station wall in heavy black letters: "The revolution did not die." Underneath it, unmistakably, is Bane's mask. The image spreads through Gotham within hours, and panic follows close behind it. People remember vividly what those months under Bane's control actually felt like. The fear, the isolation, the sense that the entire city had been abandoned. Gordon understands almost immediately that the psychological damage this single image causes is nearly as dangerous as anything these cells could physically pull off. Fear like that doesn't need much fuel to catch again. Eventually, the person actually behind all of it steps into view, and he's nothing like Bane at all. No mask, no brute physical presence, nothing built to intimidate a room through size or strength alone. He's calm, well-spoken, and unervingly intelligent. A man who clearly spent real time studying exactly where Bane's approach ultimately failed despite all that raw power. His entire philosophy rests on a single distinction he seems almost proud of when he lays it out to his followers. Bane wanted Gotham to fear him, he tells them, standing perfectly still in front of a small crowd of true believers. I want Gotham to believe him. His goal was never simply to burn the city down the way Bane tried and ultimately failed to do. He wants something slower, quieter, and in its own way far more dangerous: convincing ordinary citizens, one conversation at a time, that the system holding Gotham together was always fundamentally corrupt, and that Batman's death is living proof the old order finally, deservedly collapsed under its own weight. This becomes the real conflict driving the entire episode. The new leader begins spreading a deliberate, carefully constructed narrative through the city, that Batman didn't die a hero, he died because Gotham needed saving from itself. He claims Bruce Wayne was never anything more than another face of Gotham's corrupt elite, hiding behind a symbol while doing nothing that actually mattered. He argues that Batman's entire war on crime accomplished nothing lasting, and that Bane's uprising, whatever damage it caused, was actually the true beginning of the city's liberation. It's ugly, manipulative rhetoric, and disturbingly, some citizens start listening. Some start repeating it. This isn't a problem Selina can solve with her fists, no matter how skilled she's become. You can't punch an ideology into submission. She tries anyway, throwing herself at the organization's operations with everything she has, destroying weapons shipments before they reach their destinations, pulling civilians out of harm's way, capturing members of the cells whenever she can corner them. But every visible victory just gets folded straight back into the enemy's messaging. The organization starts calling her the new Batman in their propaganda, and Selina hates the comparison more than almost anything else they throw at her. She was never trying to become him. But the organization has realized something uncomfortable. Batman's legacy can be weaponized against the very people trying to protect it, twisted into just another symbol of the broken system they claim Gotham needs to tear down. Blake, meanwhile, uncovers something considerably worse than propaganda. This organization isn't preparing for another direct assault on Gotham the way Bane once did. They're quietly positioning themselves to seize control of the city's actual infrastructure. Power grids, communications networks, transportation systems, police databases, the banking system itself. If they manage to take all of it simultaneously, they won't need an army marching through the streets at all. They can bring Gotham to its knees without ever firing a single shot in public. Bane wanted Gotham to burn, Blake tells Gordon grimly, laying it all out. These people want Gotham to surrender. Gordon sits with that for a long moment and understands, with real dread, that this might genuinely be more dangerous than anything Bane ever attempted. Worse still, the organization discovers that Bruce Wayne left behind technology capable of interfering with exactly this kind of plan, and they start actively searching for whatever's left of it. Blake realizes immediately that the Batcave and everything hidden inside it isn't safe anymore. He heads back to Wayne Manor to secure what he can, and for the first time, Selina joins him there, the two of them working side by side instead of circling each other with suspicion. But before they can get the equipment secured, the organization finds them first, and the episode ends with Blake and Selina barely fighting their way out, the cave compromised behind them. In an abandoned underground chamber somewhere beneath the city, the organization's leader walks slowly along a wall covered in photographs. Bane, Batman, Bruce Wayne, Gordon, Selina, John Blake. Every player in this story pinned up in front of him like pieces on a board he's already spent months arranging. He stops in front of Bruce's photograph and studies it for a long moment. Bane believed Batman was Gotham's greatest weakness, he says quietly, almost to himself. Then he reaches out and removes the photograph from the wall, revealing another image hidden directly behind it. The Batcave, photographed in detail, every corner mapped out. He smiles. He was wrong. Batman is Gotham's greatest weapon,